So I think it's safe to say we finally have our first bit of adversity in this series. And we ran through the Clippers, beat them in 5 games, and while they made it interesting in the last game there, we pretty much knew. But then, the conference semis come around, we go up against the Spurs, and the basketball gods controlling the Spurs were just pretty much like, what the hell are the Denver Nuggets? Who the hell are the Denver Nuggets? And as a result, we went down in Game 1. Now, to get the spiritual BS out of there, the X's and O's reasons of why we lost is because we just couldn't stop Kawhi Leonard or LaMarcus Aldridge. And I think I have a solution for one of them at least. Thon Maker is going to be defending LA the rest of the way. We had Thad Young on him in Game 1, just didn't work out. Too many times LA was able to take advantage of the fact that he's just way too big for Thad Young. So we're going to move Thad Young over to Cole Aldrich, which, yeah, there's a size difference there, but it's not like Aldrich is a guy who scores a lot anyway, so hopefully we'll be alright. Thon Maker will be on Aldridge, and hopefully his defense, as well as his size, will make it to where Aldridge just can't shoot over the top of him. As far as Kawhi Leonard, I don't know, man. No matter what he wanted to do in Game 1, we really didn't have an option. Driving, shooting, whatever it may be. We can put KJ McDaniels on him. We can try with Justin Anderson as well. As long as Gallinari's not on him, I think that's our best goal, but it's not going to be easy to stop Kawhi. I think our best opportunity is just kind of stop everybody else and maybe just let Kawhi do his thing. That might be our best option. As far as what we're going to do offensively, they couldn't stop Moutier, which I've said a billion times in this series, but he's our star player. He's our best guy. We're going to go to that. But also, since Thon Maker is now on LaMarcus Aldridge, we can run that pick and roll a bit because while Aldridge is a decent defender, he's not exactly quick, and we might be able to exploit that in the pick and roll. But here we are. We're down 1-0. This is a big deal. We cannot go to San Antonio down 2-0. This is the last thing in the world we can do. And I mentioned that I wanted to run the Thon Maker pick and roll, but what I really want to do is just give the ball to Thon Maker in the post because Tony Parker ended up on him. Yeah, TP, you got no chance in hell defending him there. You know, I kind of feel bad for Tony there. None of his teammates could have realized what was going on and played some help defense for him? Well, I guess not. And you can see Aldridge already defended by Thon Maker, and you can see that KJ, he got a little too antsy. I got a little too antsy because I jumped. And Kawhi Leonard is already continuing from where he was last game, where I'm pretty sure the guy scored like 40-something points on us. But now we're going to see the effect that Thon Maker can have on Aldridge. Simple as that. Last game, Aldridge would have shot that over Thad Young. It would have been 2 points. This game, oh no. Thon is way too tall. Justin Anderson, the 3. Golden Afro's been hitting those jumpers, man. And he's like a 3-and-D guy, but he's also one of those smart 3-and-D guys like Shane Battier who just finds a way to be in the right spot. Right here, look at that. Ran the Thon Maker pick and roll because I don't know if Aldridge can defend it. 7-point lead early on, but if we remember in Game 1, we were feeling pretty good in the beginning too, and then the Spurs came back on us like they're going to do here. You can never relax against San Antonio because they're freaking San Antonio, and they have Kawhi Leonard, who has to hit another troll shot. Shout out to Straight Hate, aka Eric, and it's already a 1-point game. And so the momentum is already beginning to shift, which I don't like at all. So I got to call upon our star player Moutier to run around some screens and hopefully get open. This is always a crapshoot in 2K. Open for a bit. That better go in. Thank you. Thank you very much, basketball gods. It seems that they've accepted us enough to where the Spurs aren't just going to run us off the floor, which is good. Once again, testing LaMarcus Aldridge in the pick and roll, see if he can be effective. And someone had to provide some help defense. It looked like Danny Green. Justin Anderson, man, really killing it on those jumpers. Don't you remember at the tail end of last season, I believe, when Justin Anderson couldn't hit a shot and I was contemplating trading the guy away or having him not be here or starting Brandon Ingram? Listen, Brandon Ingram ain't doing that for us. And no one's doing that except for Moutier. That weird, like, double clutch layup thing. 9-point lead to go into the third quarter. And you know who decides to make an appearance for the Spurs? My man Tony Parker. He still provides them with some offense. More than once in this game he was actually driving to the basket and he forced me to actually react to it. Hopefully this video doesn't get copyrighted because I said the word react. But he's doing okay. Moutier is doing better, of course. Not on this shot, but the shot you saw beforehand where the Spurs can still not stop his pick and roll. What's San Antonio going to do here? I don't like when the floor gets all crazy with guys running around. Nope, Danny Green open? Yeah. San Antonio, such a good passing team. Their awareness is so high that when everybody's scrambling around, it's a scary thing. Someone's going to get open. Justin Anderson finally misses a shot. That guy seriously had like 18 points in this game just from being in the right spot, running the floor. It's a good thing to have. Kawhi Leonard miss, which that's a rarity. It's not a rarity how much Moutier can get to the paint, though. With how good he is at getting inside, don't you think teams should just maybe implement like the Jordan rules, but just for Moutier? Maybe. I don't know. We have a lead, but Kawhi hit that jumper there because I wanted to provide some help defense. Kawhi going to the free throw line here. You remember the analogy I used for us when I said that Moutier was like a not as good version of LeBron James when he was on the original Cavaliers team that made it to the finals? That's kind of what Kawhi's doing for San Antonio here because we got a 15-point lead on him. But the one guy who they're calling to I don't want to say keep him in the game, but get him back in the game is Mr. Leonard. And KJ McDaniels, listen, KJ's a good dude. He's a fine defensive player. I'm not going to blame him too much if he can't stop Kawhi because who the hell really can, you know what I mean? That was a bad pass. And now, if you see Gallinari creeping up on the right-hand side, well, this is awkward. I gave it to Gary Harris. That works too. Hey, listen, KJ, I spun the narrative where you became our starting two-guard. Maybe Gary Harris should be starting for us because that shooting is pretty damn good for us. He's been making his shots off the bench. And, you know, maybe he'll be better defensively than on Kawhi. Maybe it's not possible for us to play defense on Kawhi. Like I said in the beginning, if we can just control everybody else and then let Leonard just have a party in terms of scoring, might be the best option because we're up 19 points at the moment. And you have to imagine by how long this clip is that we score here. Breaking the fourth wall a little bit. Yeah, Gary Harris again. Huh. Hey, Gary Harris, you want to start? Maybe you should with all that shooting. Kawhi, who's probably thinking to himself, well, who knows what Kawhi's thinking because the guy's just a brick wall, but I got to imagine the guy's like, can anybody do anything besides me here? But, I mean, as far as Kawhi's concerned, this is a preseason game. Speaking of the preseason game, we won. So how's that for your adversity, San Antonio? We tied this series up at 1-1, and this is essentially an Emmanuel Moutier versus Kawhi Leonard fest at this point. Who has the better My Career series? Because this is basically a Moutier My Career series at this point anyway.